G'day, my name's Bottletop Hornet, and welcome back to the second episode of my Minecraft Let's Play. I've done a little bit of work off camera, and made a couple of mistakes as well at the same time. Unfortunately, I've been playing a lot of Minecraft at sort of endgame level, with lots of really good gear with enchantments, and because of that, I've sort of forgotten how to fight with very low level gear. As you can see, I've definitely been grinding some stuff off camera. We've gotten a decent supply of iron, and it was when I was getting that iron that... I'll just show you what happened. I don't want to risk dying. This isn't a hardcore world, but I like the idea of staying alive as long as possible. Gotta remember that we are only in iron armor with no enchantments, so we can lose our health very quickly. I might kill you though. Come on. Well, there goes the theory of not dying. That's what I get for trying to take on an Enderman in a cave. We live with the consequences of our choices. Oh. So, we lost some levels. That's okay. We can move forward from there. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I'm just a little bit disappointed that I sort of forgot myself and decided that I could take on that Enderman. But, oh well. As I showed just before, I've crafted up a fair bit of the iron into the tools that we're going to need, and got some chests ready to put over near there to put all our resources that we mine out into. And yeah, we did get a really decent amount of iron. I think it was a little over 2 stacks that I just finished cooking up. So with that, I think I'm going to start digging. I'm going to get into clearing out the area that I want my base to be in, and I'm going to do that in the form of a time lapse. So we'll run that now, and I'll be back with you shortly. Welcome back. So, as you can see, I've I've sort of stopped here because what I want to do is start to lay out the shape of the kind of base that I want to build. I used a circle generator online to work out the spacing of these blocks to make this perfect circle. And I sort of have an idea that I want to... This will be one block lower and have the water flowing in, sort of down through the center here, and from the center of this side as well, with glass walls around, and then diagonally through here. That's terrible looking. We have the water sort of connect up, and that way I can drive my boat in and sort of be inside my base from there. I think that's sort of what I want to do, so I'm going to continue making this circle around here. Yeah, and we can sort of blend into that side of the hill. What I'll do is I'll make this up and then terraform some more dirt, which I'm going to have to go and collect a heap of, but sort of make the island come back over top of this and hang over the edge of this base that I'm making. But for now, I think I'm happy with that size circle. And then I'm going to continue to use the dirt to sort of map it out a bit. I think what I'll do is that's the center. Obviously we're going to have to do a lot of work to sort of clean all this up and make it look natural again after we've finished building this area. But stuff like this will have to go so that we can have the water flow into where we are. We're going to have to make some buckets so that we can fix up all these. Oh no, it's filling itself in. That's good. But I will make some buckets anyway because I'm going to have to spread some water around eventually. I already have two. This is all at that stage of trying to sort of make the vision that I have in my mind become a reality without taking up too much time. I have cooked up some glass because I think I'd like to do probably a light grey glass around this side. And luckily we did collect quite a bit of sand from that little time-lapse, so I'll just cook up a nut. Oh, that was not the amount that I was hoping for. We'll cook up a couple of extra stacks, and that way we have plenty for when we actually get to making this glass wall. I think I should collect some of this wood, and then that way we can sort of semi-temporarily, semi-permanently be putting in the final pieces that I want. I think what I'll do is set up, if that's the center, we want a 3-block wide area. And these are going to be our entrances in through the water. So sort of one there, and then if I do the same thing over here, now I am going to fill this up so that it's not flowing water, because I want to be able to come in with my boat and hopefully dismount it and get out nice and easy, get back in quickly as well, so that I can move straight back out into the ocean at any time, as well as sort of being able to come in here and not have any mob spawns or anything like that. Like, it's sort of a little safe harbour, a little bay for the boats. I'm going to try and make it so that most of this base is half slabs, so that I don't have to focus too much on keeping the whole thing lit up like I have with these torches. I don't really want to have to be super serious when it comes to making sure every single block is lit up to prevent mob spawns. I think it'd be a lot easier if the majority of the base can be set as half slabs. That way, don't have to worry about it. I can walk around, make it look a little nicer aesthetically. I think I can manage it, but this is a little bit of trial and error as I go. So what I think I'll do is pop on these sides half slabs, which should contain the water. And then I'll probably put a nicer material in the bottom of there, and then I'll build that back up to full height water sources. And then I'll do a little test to see whether or not it all stays there and I can move through it. Oh, okay. Yeah, something like that. I think I'll actually make these corners the same. And that is now, we will replace those blocks, but that is going to be sort of my my little bay area inside, eventually a covered base. Yeah, do I have a boat on me? I should go get a boat and see if it works. Perfect. That's great. I think what I'm going to do is do the same on this side, but actually diagonally connect them and have this waterway as a sort of full crescent moon through the side of the base. That way I can come in and leave whichever direction I want. So if we just... like that. And then if we cut across here, and just like that, we have a little... Will I fall off the edge here? Ooh, that's interesting. That actually works really well. I'm not sure about this diagonal, but this is great. If I can come up to an edge like that and get straight out of the boat. Okay, interesting. Perhaps it would be better if we do a full proper right angle. Right there. As you can tell, I'm sort of just making it up as I go. I'm trying to work out exactly how I want this set up. I think if we did a right angle here, we could continue that pathway through the center of the island, and I'd like to have access from the top of the island down on a staircase, sort of directly to my storage area along this side here. So if we have this as a right angle, it could line up okay. Okay, let's try that. So after a little bit of trial and error, that seems to be working. That corner block has to be there, otherwise for some reason the water sort of wants to join in that middle corner and it fills up all of those. I can't have the slabs there without them being waterlogged. So that's okay. We have one block in the middle there. So I'll just try. Perfect. So we can come right in here, hop off straight out onto a platform, not into the water, which is good. Nice. So just like that, we have our entrance. Now I think we'll start building up the external wall to this area, and then we can sort of have a look at getting this flooring a little bit nicer. And then I think what I'd like to do is, once this sort of, just this area is fixed up, at least the external wall part of it, I'm going to build a path down this way and start working on my storage system so that we have that sort of made before I keep adding more chests over here. That way any items that we get from further digging out and such, we can just fill straight into the storage system. So while I was doing that just there, I was cooking up a little bit more glass. So we've got a decent little supply. Probably should be enough to do this wall, but I think what I'm going to do is go for a little swim and unfortunately murder some of our friends here, because Since I do want to make it out of a darker glass, probably the grey. I'm going to need this ink for the black dye. Okay, 16 should do us, I think, for now. Hopefully we've got enough bones built up in our chests over there to get 16 bone meal. That way we can combine it all into the grey dye. I think we should, but we'll just go check. Perfect. So the 32 grey dye will get us 4 stacks of grey stained glass, which I think should be plenty for now at least. I'm not going to use, I'm not going to set up the entirety of the glass. I just want to get like the basic shape of the walls so that I'm sort of worked out what I'm doing and how I'm going to sort of bring the landscape back down to that point. So we'll grab our glass. There we go. And I want a stack. Not even a full stack, just this will do. So I think I'll go that. Oops. So that'll sort of be like our entryway in through the glass wall. I'll do another one here. And then we'll remake this but with the glass instead. What I'm going to do is also put sort of like a support structure up there as well. And the same here. Now we can fill in that glass. Yeah. And I'm going to extend that down into the ocean and then get rid of some of the landscape around there so that we actually have like a lower window that I should be able to remove some of this and have like a viewing platform down here where we can see under the water, which would be nice. I won't do that yet because I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to tie the outside area into here, but I'll continue this side of the wall and then we can have a proper look at it. Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. Obviously I don't want it just sitting on these random blocks. That'll eventually get fixed up under there. And those outside ones, I will dig that out like so. And probably bring the water level straight back up to here. Yeah, we should be able to get an idea of how that wall of water is going to sort of sit up against the glass. I'll probably go down a similar height to this, back down another level. That way we get a decent sized window looking out into all this kelp out here, and especially at night time we'll be able to see the lights from the coral reef. But now that we have it at this point here, I think what I'm going to do is punch a walkway through this direction and start working out exactly how I want to set up my storage. I really would like to, by the end of this episode, at least have the basic layout and a few storage chests or barrels set up exactly how I want it, with the ability to expand it, as obviously I'm going to not need to fill it up right now. I don't have a lot of materials or items that need storing per se, but eventually we will. So I want to have the groundworks laid out for that larger storage system that'll fill up over time. I think though, by the end of this I'm going to be dreaming of diamond pickaxes. So next episode we might definitely have to go down and get ourselves some better resources so that we can get some decent tools on the go. So for now I'm just going to punch a 3 wide walkway into the middle of the island, and then I'll try and work out how far I want to go and split it up a little bit symmetrically so I can get my storage system started. For some reason I sort of really like having it 3 wide 2 wide just never quite seems... I don't know. Can't even really explain it. But walking down the center of a 3 wide pathway just seems right to me, so that's how I prefer to do it, just personally. So let's break up a few more iron pickaxes and get ourselves some more stone mined out. Okay, so I think I'm liking this idea here so far. What I'm going to do is make up a heap of barrels and actually fill them in on this wall here. And we'll be able to make sort of like modules, like storage modules going down the hallway. And I think I'll sort of want to make it like a T shape. So what we have right there is maybe 1 or probably these 2 wide. And then we have an intersection in the middle with another one on the other side, and then probably into this sort of U shape here, we can have 2 down either side and our valuables on the end. So sort of coming in this way, turn left here, and we have a full storage sort of hallway that ends with our valuables like diamonds and iron and gold and such sitting at the end of that hallway. I'm going to have to see how it goes when I actually build it, but I think it should work out okay. Okay, this should be enough, at least for this section here, and we'll dig it out and we'll see what it looks like. Now I know storing with barrels isn't necessarily the most efficient, but my thinking is by the time we get to the point where I'm going to be filling up a full barrel of a particular type of resource, I should hopefully have made it to the end and started to collect some shulker boxes that if we want to turn this into a bulk storage area, I'll just do it with shulkers instead. Putting the shulkers inside of the barrels, keep it nice and clean and not necessarily giant sweeping storage systems with items flowing over hoppers and stuff to sort it out. And I mean, you can't really argue with the look of that. I just love how that looks. And essentially what we can do is stick some signs on each row. Say we want to have like a stone row that has smooth stone, cobblestone, or maybe a separate one for smooth stone products and cobblestone. And then sort of like underneath that we can have the main resource, like a stone brick variation there, slabs and steps and stuff, or stairs a bit lower, and then say fences down there. So we can sort of organize the more bulk stuff like grass and sand and whatnot in these columns, and then other ones we can probably put in a different module. We can put, say, some item frames on there and individually mark each barrel how we want it. But yeah, I really do like this. I like the look of it. I'll probably make these hallways into more of an archway, like an arching hall as we go through. And I might make this middle one slightly wider than the 3 or say 5 wide that these smaller hallways will be, because this is sort of the walking through section. I want that main storage area that has our valuables in it to be a little bit more like our central storage, whereas this can be for bulk items that don't necessarily want to be organized as much as just stored in bulk. Eventually I think I'll probably put some lights down there as well, but for now we'll just light it up with some torches. We don't want any mobs spawning in there, and I'm going to get back to digging. Okay, you can stay there. Okay, so I've got the basic layout of it set up. I'm obviously going to need to go get a lot more wood to build all of these extra barrels that are going to go in here. And then this end wall here will be like probably a normal double chest for, say, diamonds, emeralds, iron, gold, redstone, and coal. Sort of the main valuable resources, I suppose you'd say, can sort of sit up that end wall. The lapis I'll probably keep with wherever I put the enchanting table, but for now I'm going to go do a quick bit of mining, chop down some large spruce trees, and to get all the timber that we need for, or all the wood that we need I should say, for those barrels, and then we can fill this in and see what it looks like. Well, looks like I actually don't need to. The wood that we had in the other chests over there was actually plenty by the looks of it. I think this should be more than enough for now. Hey buddy. So, no need to mine, no need for these extra axes either. I don't know why I thought that it was going to need that much. I just thought it'd be a lot more expensive. So we'll fill this in. And then we should be well on our way to a really good amount of storage. Oh yeah. That's great. Cool. There we go. Now we have heaps of storage. I'll probably end up doing one more of those modules on that side, like I said, sort of that T-shaped. But this will be our main storage area where most of the main things that we want to grab on a regular basis are sitting. I'm not quite sure about this being so high. I might lower it down to that next block height so that's a little bit more open feeling. But these ones on the side for, say, like bulk stone, and I might do all the wood variants on the other side. They can stay up at that sort of hallway height. But what I might do, yeah, I think I might quickly just drop this down a whole block level coming into this area here so it's a bit more open feeling. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. At least it feels a little bit more open now. I think what I'm going to do before I get too caught up in doing anything else is probably dig out the same on the other side here, match that up, and then I'm going to arch the ceiling here just to make it a little bit more finished feeling, and probably do a little bit of work trying to work out how I want to do the smaller arched area through these hallways. And I think since it's probably going to take a little bit of time for me to work it out as I go and sort of play with different ideas, I'm going to do it in the form of a third-person time-lapse. So, I'll see you soon. And with that, welcome back. So I'm really happy with how this whole storage area sort of turned out. I spent a little bit of time after filming that time lapse going and collecting a bunch of the different resources that we have in different chests. We have some new friends down there who I have no idea how I'm going to deal with that, probably with a bow, but they can stay there for now. But yeah, I went and got most of the different resources and started to sort them into the different areas that we have, organizing, getting things sorted a little bit better. I haven't got everything yet, but over time I'll slowly start transferring things down as I work out what I want to have in each sort of area. I might have to go farm up some more of those cows so that I can get the leather required to make some item frames so that we can do a little bit more individual storage in each barrel. As you can see, I've sort of brought over a piece of hay and might do hay bales, wheat, and then seeds down there, that sort of thing. And like I said a little bit earlier, I have sorted the different wood types, or the ones that I have anyway, into these separate columns where I can put the planks and such of, or different sorts of materials related to those underneath. But with that, I think we're pretty much at the end of this episode. I have to admit I'm a little sick of using iron tools, so I think at the start of next episode we're going to do a little bit of mining. We're going to find an area in our base where we want to start our mine and dig all the way down to diamond level, Y11, and we can start a little strip mine down there and see whether we can get some diamonds to upgrade our gear. Once we get an extra diamond, we will have enough to do our entire enchanting setup. I'll probably tuck things like that into sort of these areas here or over here. Might put a super smelter or something near these raw materials for stuff that we want to smelt up. We'll work out our greater area of the base over time, I suppose. And we still do have a fair bit to do as far as cleaning this area up, and I think potentially I could add a couple of automatic farms in here, say like a melon and pumpkin, a wheat farm, maybe some sugarcane, that sort of thing. Hi guys. But with that, I'm going to finish this episode. I'll do a little bit of work trying to figure out where I want to put this mine entrance and how I want to go about that. And then we can go down, get ourselves some diamonds, and start upgrading our gear. So, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it if you made it this far. Once again, constructive criticism in the comments is more than welcome. I'm working on improving each episode, and I hope that the next one will be even better than this. But with that being said, do take care of yourselves. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.